Sawadee ka. Thank you for joining us on Newsline. We're broadcasting live on NBT, Radio Thailand FM 88, and on NBT World. It's Tuesday, and the date is December 29th, and you're with me, Sandra Han Saha. We begin the Thailand Moves Forward segment with a story on the Prime Minister who has made an official visit to the southern region where he followed up on the progress of government policies. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha led cabinet members on a trip to Surat Thani and Songkhla provinces to inspect progress in various projects. The cabinet members included Deputy Prime Minister Somkit Jatusi-Pitak, Interior Minister General Anupong Paudinda, and Agriculture and Cooperatives Minister General Chachai Sarikanya. According to General Prayut, the trip to the south focused on budget management and the implementation of economic measures, especially those aimed at assisting and strengthening rubber farmers. He said the government is trying hard to help rubber farmers without distorting rubber prices in the market, while promoting the cultivation of other crops to supplement their income. As part of the visit, the Premier also traveled to the rubber industrial estate in Songkhla, where he said rubber processing factories could begin full operations as soon as 2016. He then inspected preparations for a new border checkpoint on the Thai-Malaysian border. The National Police Chief has affirmed that the police are fully committed to ensuring public safety over the New Year holidays. Commissioner General of the Royal Thai Police, Police General Jaktip Chaitinda, has said that police officers stand ready to safeguard the lives and property of the people. On New Year's Eve, the Royal Thai Police will convene a video conference of commanding officers across the country. The meeting will discuss the overall picture of safety measures during the New Year period. Deputy Prime Minister General Prawit Wongsuwan stressed the importance of safety measures, particularly the use of CCTV cameras and sufficient street lighting. Meanwhile, Police General Det Narong Sutichan Bancha, Advisor Level 10 of the Royal Thai Police, was ordered to do a helicopter survey of traffic from December 30th to 31st. Thais and foreigners will be celebrating the New Year in different parts of Thailand, while police officers will be deployed in all locations to make sure that tourists are safe while having a good time. Today we speak with Royal Thai Police Deputy Spokesman, Police Colonel Grisana Pathanacharan, about the safety measures to be implemented during the celebrations. Sawadee ka, Police Colonel Grisana.
Sawadee ka.
How are you today?
Good, thank you. Yourself?
I'm doing well. So on to our interview then. Tell us about these safety measures that the police are using.
Okay, as far as safety measures are concerned, Police General Jaktip Chaitinda, Commissioner General of Royal Thai Police, has given a direct order to all police units to do their best to provide safety as New Year gifts, not only to tourists but also to general public. Commanding officials will be on duty to monitor situations from our command control center, which allow them to directly communicate with all police stations nationwide, and more than 100,000 police officers across the country will be deployed to provide public safety on a 24/7 basis. And Royal Thai Police has begun a campaign to crack down all kinds of crimes and arrest offenders at large since 23rd of December this year in order to raise public confidence in this New Year celebration. We also put tight security at tourist attractions and venues where the New Year celebration will take place. Our special task teams will also be standby in case of an incident that needs reinforcement. Our intelligence officials are really keen on gathering intelligence for the purpose of preventing crime from being committed. And our immigration officials will do our best to accommodate tourists while seriously screen those who are not eligible to enter the country. So having said that, I can assure to tourists that Royal Thai Police are fully prepared to provide public safety during this New Year celebration.
Well, it certainly does sound like you have thought of everything. Now, I have to ask, do you have any suggestions for tourists out there who are celebrating the New Year?
So just enjoy themselves and have a great time with celebrating the New Year here in the country, particularly those who have come here for the first. As I mentioned earlier, roadside police are fully prepared to provide safety for tourists. Both uniformed police and plainclothes police officers will be deployed to be present at all New Year celebration spots in order to public confidence. And for your information, Tourist Police Division recently launched an augmented reality booklet called Thailand Tourist Trips and Tips AR book, aimed at welcoming tourists to Thailand, boosting tourist safety confidence and promoting Tourist Police Division support for tourists. Printed in Thai, English, and Chinese, the booklet features the free application download, an easy-to-use 3D cartoon model, 360-degree viewing, and hidden attractions in 12 major cities across the country. Please check it out. And for more information, please visit the website at www.thailandtouristpolice.com, all one word. And in case of emergency, please contact Tourist Police hotline at number 1155. We provide 24/7 service with translation in many languages, including English, Chinese, Japanese, and French. And Tourist Police can also contact local police stations or simply call our call center at number 191 or number 1599. Police will be there, will hand it.
Okay, so you said tourists can contact several numbers. There's 1155.
1155, yes, and also 191 and also 1599. So these are numbers that tourists can contact.
Okay, so do the booklet and also the website, do they tell tourists the areas that they should avoid during the holidays?
Not really, because we, as I said earlier, I mean, we are 100% certain that this year the police will be ready to provide the security for the police staff. So there is no place that police stop go. So every place is quite safe now.
Well, it's good to hear. You sound very confident, and I'm sure the tourists and the locals as well are very happy about that. Now, tell us about road safety. What do you think is the most important rule that travelers should follow to avoid road accidents?
So actually, there are a number of road safety rules that travelers should be aware of. However, here are some of the most important ones. First of all, please check your health conditions before driving, particularly for the long journey. Please not drive if you fatigue. Do take a short rest in the rest areas after driving long hours and get some refreshment. Always buckle up even for a short drive. This is not just to comply with traffic law, but also to minimize loss if an accident has occurred. Please check your speed regularly, particularly while driving on highways. And this is not only to avoid getting the ticket, but also to save your life and others. So please bear in mind that speed limits are the maximum that you are allowed to go for, not the target that you must reach. Speeding can cause unexpected road accidents. Next is that do not use mobile phones or any gadgets while driving. Every activity using your mobile phone can distract your attention that can lead to an accident. So if you really need to make a phone call or pick up a phone call, so please use a hands-free device. Using mobile phone while driving is also against the law. And if you travel with children, please use car seats and please secure them at the rear seats to minimize loss if an accident has occurred. And finally, perhaps one of the most important factors that causes road accidents is drunk driving. Drinking alcohol and driving simply not go together. So when driving alcohol, it's not only against the law, but driving becomes dangerous and is potentially lethal. And the final point I would like to leave you here with is that following the traffic rules that I just mentioned, police officers will seriously enforce the traffic law. As you might be aware, failure to comply with traffic law doesn't only affect yourself, but your loved ones, but also other road users and pedestrians. So we will take it seriously to prevent road accidents from happening, or at least to reduce them. We would be very happy to see you return home or travel safely. And for more information on traffic in the metropolis and vicinity area, please contact our traffic police hotline at number 1197 for traffic conditions on highways. Please call our highway police hotline number 1193, and that's for health safety measures and traffic measures during this New Year celebration.
Okay, thank you so much for all of that information, and I'm sure we will all be very safe and happy on the roads and throughout the country during the holidays.
Thank you. ขอบคุณครับ
Happy New Year to you. And that was the Royal Thai Police Deputy Spokesman, Police Colonel Grisana Patanataran, speaking to us about the safety measures for the New Year holiday here in Thailand. On to other news, the National Legislative Assembly, or NLA, has submitted its report to the Constitution Drafting Commission, or CDC, which is intended to help with the charter drafting process. CDC President Michai Richupan received the report from the NLA Vice President Surachai Lingbunlerchai. Mr. Surachai serves as the chairman of the special committee in charge of preparing the report, which is a compilation of opinions for the draft charter. After the meeting, Mr. Surachai told reporters that the report covers 4 main issues, including the origins of members of parliament, senators, and the prime minister, as well as the election method and questions regarding the existence of the National Reconciliation Commission. The province of Samut Prakan has declared its foreign labor registration program a success with full cooperation from local businesses. The program was held on December 20th and attended by nearly 180,600 migrant workers from Myanmar, Laos, and Cambodia. At the event, foreign laborers applied for work permits and were divided into 3 categories. The categories include illegal immigrants that have undergone nationality identification, and illegal immigrants with unverified nationalities. The last category of migrant workers is the most populous. A cabinet resolution has afforded this group of immigrants temporary work permits. More than 25,000 employers in Samut Prakan have hired foreign laborers for housekeeping, construction, fishing, and food service. And that is the end of today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. It's time for a quick break now, but first here's a look at the exchange rates and the commodity prices.
Welcome to ASEAN, a community comprised of 10 countries, each with its unique culture and history, now unifying to bring added prosperity to the region. For centuries, each country remained independent, but now we are coming together to compete in the 21st century globalized world. ASEAN is bringing together more than 600 million citizens and a total land area of 4.4 million square kilometers, and is providing economic opportunities, trade, travel, and new educational possibilities. The combined GDP of all 10 ASEAN countries comes to a total of $2.4 trillion, which means the ASEAN entity ranks amongst the world's major economic powers. The future is here. Welcome to ASEAN, the community of opportunities. The Southeast Asia region is now becoming one.
Welcome back to Newsline. The countdown has begun for the long-awaited formation of the ASEAN community, and we only have 2 days left. So today we have a special phone interview with Mr. Jakrit Siwali, Director General of the Department of ASEAN Affairs of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, or MFA, and he is on the phone with us right now. Sawasdee ka, Kun Jakrit.
Sawasdee ka, Kun Sandra.
How are you today?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to speak with us.
My pleasure.
So we're all excited about the ASEAN region finally becoming one. And what is Thailand's approach towards strengthening relations with other member states?
Well, I think the key word here has always been cooperation. Since ASEAN's inception, we've been broadening and deepening our cooperation with other ASEAN member states, and also with partner countries from outside the region, the so-called dialogue partners. And the areas of cooperation cover a wide range of issues. Of course, we work closely with our partners in other member states in areas where all stand to benefit, such as in liberalizing and facilitation of trade within the region. But we also have close cooperation in areas where member states may hold a diverse range of views, such as security issues, both traditional and non-traditional. And if the test of the strength of a relationship is the ability to discuss sensitive issues in a friendly and constructive manner, I believe we have achieved that to a certain degree in ASEAN.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Now, of the three pillars of the ASEAN community, member countries are expected to focus on economic cooperation, but what about the two other pillars?
Well, the other two pillars have been progressing as well. And I don't think there's any good objective measure of readiness for such a change. This seems to be the case in regional integration experiment in other parts of the world as well, such as in Europe. What we've been doing here in Thailand is to raise public awareness of the opportunities and challenges that will come with the launch of the ASEAN community. And we expect that the closer integration and liberalization will result in a reallocation of resources to areas where they can be most efficiently used. The general public has to adapt to take advantage of the new regional environment, where there's a freer flow of trade, travel, and investment, for example. But the process of integration within ASEAN is incremental, so there should be time to adjust. And I think the three pillars have to move in tandem. There is, while the economic pillar is certainly in the limelight, that doesn't mean that the other two pillars have not been doing anything or doing less.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and is there any sort of cooperation that we should look forward to immediately once this takes off?
Well, this has been a gradual and incremental process. So after the launch of the ASEAN community, we can expect that the blueprint 2025 and the vision 2025 and the accompanying blueprint will be implemented. Mm-hmm. This means that ASEAN will become, a more rules-based, people-centered, and people-oriented and inclusive community. Mm-hmm. And these are our high-concept terms, but the blueprint spell out the actions that will need to be taken in order to move ASEAN closer to such a goal. And then in the political security pillar, we can expect continued cooperation to ensure that the regional security environment remains stable, which is a necessary precondition for continued growth and prosperity. And in the socio-cultural pillar, we can expect to see more exchanges and interaction towards forging a shared sense of ASEAN identity and a we feeling that we are all in this together.
Mm-hmm. And as you mentioned earlier, efforts have been undertaken to make people more aware of the integration itself. So how ready do you think Thailand really is for the integration?
Well, Thailand is, like all countries, I think, as ready as they can be at this time. I'm trying not to be flippant here, but you could never say, when you're ready for such a wide, broad change, or mm-hmm. Such a deep change. Mm-hmm. And we've seen in the case of the European Union, for example, that despite their preparations, their exhaustive preparations, that there did turn out to be several challenges later. Mm-hmm. So what we can do is that to prepare the public and to prepare our private sector to be able to take advantage of the opportunities that are opened up, and to to be able to address what challenges may arise.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And in your opinion, what is Thailand's greatest strength at the moment?
I believe Thailand's greatest strength is our overall resilience. This has allowed us to weather many a storm and bounce back quickly from crisis. Some areas are that need improvement, of course. Education, which is essential not only to upgrading the quality of our workforce, but also to raising the quality of public discourse, which we need for better policies. Mm-hmm. And then we have, I think, one thing that's both a strength and a weakness. That's our natural bounty. We've been able to use our plentiful natural resources to our economic advantage, mm-hmm. but it's also prevented us from developing our human resources to a globally competitive level, and this is something that we need to work on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are there any other aspects that you think we need to improve on?
Well, I think that Thai people should never stop learning. They need to be able to adapt to any changing circumstances and to thrive under those circumstances. So they need to upgrade their skills and strengthen their grasp of international norms and practices, and learn how to learn so that they could add more knowledge-based value than just labor, as has been the tradition. Because in the end, I think it's not so much about getting ready for ASEAN as it is getting ready for a world that's ever more competitive and rapidly changing.
Okay. And do you have any suggestions for the Thai people regarding the formation of the ASEAN community?
Yes, I think the first thing that they probably need to work on would be language skills. We've been blessed in that we have never been colonized, but one result of that is that we've never really felt the urge to study a foreign language very deeply. And that needs to change. We need to become more fluent, more conversant in English, which is, after all, the working language of ASEAN. Mm-hmm. And, if our language skills hold the key to ASEAN, and we can't expect or rely on translators. So we really need to upgrade our language skills very quickly.
Right. But it sounds like everyone should be able to adjust quickly.
Let's hope so.
Thank you so much, and Happy New Year to you.
My pleasure. Happy New Year to you.
That was Mr. Chakrit Siwali, the Director General of the Department of ASEAN Affairs of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, or MFA, speaking to us about the upcoming formation of the ASEAN community, which is only 2 days away. And that is it for today's edition of Newsline. If you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to email them to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook by simply typing in NNT, and check out our website at thainews.prd.go.th/en. We're saying goodbye today with footage from Kiev as pug owners stage a Christmas fashion show. Have a great day. I'm Sandra Hanu Saha for Newsline. Sawadee-ka.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. The bells on bobtail ring, they make our spirits bright.